Capricorn, welcome into your reading. This is going to be for October 2024. Hope everyone is doing well. This is for anyone with prominent Capricorn placements in your birth chart. Hopefully today you find some clarity, direction, validation, truth. So we have two cards already on the table. The first one is the card of the Destroyer, and the second one is Sea Urchin. So when I was meditating in your energy before I started the reading, I heard someone say, if you have anything to say, now's the time. And then it just felt really aggressive. It felt very spontaneous or out of the blue. The feeling of it is like if someone is like automatically just snapping, like somebody has snapped and made a choice, made a decision. And it's like, if you have anything to say about it, now's the time to say it. So very authoritative and very in control. The Destroyer obviously talks about an ending here. And we are in October 2024. So this week that I am recording, I think today's the 7th or the 8th. This week at some point, Pluto is actually coming out of its retrograde and moving forward in the sign of Capricorn. In the anaretic degree, at the 29th degree of Capricorn, it's moving forward. And I'm sure if you're looking at this content, you already know about this, that Pluto will be moving out of Capricorn pretty soon. And during our lifetime, will never return back. So it's been in this sign for about, 20 years, since 2008. So it's really a generational thing. And it signifies a huge pivot in the direction that the collective, us as humanity, is taking. But of course, it does involve us directly, especially for you Capricorns for the last 20 years or so. It's been in your sign. So it's been hanging out where your sun is, right, in Capricorn, or if you're a Capricorn rising, it's been in your first house. Anybody else with 29 degrees of the cardinal signs, it's been squaring, that planet. So I'm sure a lot of us have felt it. A lot of you have felt it and have gone through major changes recently. And so it's sort of like saying goodbye at this point. The Capricorn gets to take all of the lessons that it's learned and, move forward, right? Pluto's energy is not going to be affecting you as much, but on the flip side of that, it may not be blessing you as much either. So here is a sense of power that Pluto brings along with it, right? So it was providing the Capricorn with the power for the past 20 years. Whether the Capricorn archetype used it for good or bad, it doesn't matter. It was still imbuing it, right, with that sense of power and destruction, transformative energy, change energy. And so what the Destroyer is making me feel is you are ending something, and you are just sort of pulling the rug from underneath a situation, whether that involves you directly or you have authority to do that in some capacity, and it may be involving others. But there is a sense here of a quick snap, like enough is enough. I'm doing something about it. That's really how I feel. Enough is enough. I'm doing something about it. And if anybody has anything to say about it, now is the time. Okay, so that's how the energy, the channeled energy, was making me feel here. And this is something that has been stagnant, something that has been not working out. Maybe you've grown to be impatient of this situation. So maybe others were taking the lead and you knew that it wasn't working out. You were growing impatient. You needed results, whatever the case is. It just seems like you have gotten up and you have stepped up and just taken the lead, taken control here. At the same time, you have the Sea Urchin. So this is an ancient archetypal type of symbol that represents protection. So it both of these together, it's like if your guides, if your spirit team, the energies that protect you and guide you and, sort of hover over you throughout your lifetime here, are guiding you and protecting you along this destructive or destroying energy. So it's like saying, yes, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and pull the rug from underneath the situation to create the change that's necessary. Don't worry, you'll be all right. So the sea urchin is here saying that there is major protection from spirit, God, source, whatever it is that you believe in, your spirit team, and they are sort of just telling you or giving you the okay to make this change and make this move. So it does feel like dotting the I's and crossing the T's, like the final things that need to be done before you are completely out of this Pluto energy, right? Not to say that it's never going to affect you. Pluto's never going to hit you in certain ways as far as your birth chart goes. I'm sure that there will be moments where Pluto is going to make some aspects to certain parts of your chart, right? But the bigger picture of this is that Pluto is finally leaving Capricorn, right? So this is the big news in all of the spiritual world, the tarot astrology world. This is, a big deal. But as it relates to you specifically, you are definitely tying up the loose ends. It makes me feel also like let's just say you have been packing and moving from one home to another, packing up an entire house, right? And there's been this transition energy, transformative energy. And at this point, it's like you're cleaning up the floors and you're throwing all the leftover trash, and, you're making sure that everything looks good so you can get your deposit back or something like that, right? Like it's the final additions, the final changes, the final moments in a huge change, in a process that's bigger than just this day or just this month, right? Like this has been happening for a good bit. And so you're almost done. It's almost over. But for some of you, it's like, I'm almost done with this and I'm going to go out with a bang, and I'm going to literally shake things up and make these moves that need to be made before you are actually completely out of there. All right. So this may come as a shock to some people because it does feel very quick. Like you snapped. People were not expecting it. And it was just like, I'm getting rid of this. I'm making this change, making this move. And yeah. All right. So let's see how this plays out in your reading. Let's go ahead and start to pull some tarot. What is it for the Capricorn for the month of October 2024? What's in the personal energy for Capricorn this month? I feel like some people may be intimidated, maybe a little scared. By you making this move, it's leaving others speechless. So even if you are telling them, if you have anything to say about this, now's the time, no one is going to speak up right now. And if they do, I feel like you're just going to cut them off or, cut them off, basically. It's like, even if you're asking, if you have anything to say about this, now's the time. You don't really mean that you're going to consider what they say. It's more like you want to see if anybody's going to speak up against you. You want to see if anybody's going to say anything. And those are the people that you probably need to get rid of. It reminds me of, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Kill Bill, where Lucy Liu, they're sitting at the table, like her and her crew or whatever. And it's like a meeting table. And all of a sudden, I don't remember the exact situation or why it happened, but she just jumps on the table, runs real quick, and like slices someone's head off. And she's like, if any of you have anything to say, now's the fucking time. I don't know if those were the exact words, but that's really like how it feels like that. I heard that. There's a lot of red in there as well. I'm picking up on red. So this is like really passionate, fiery, like little, aggressive there. So I don't know how this relates to you. I don't know who I'm picking up on or why. This could be somebody else in your life that is acting this way as well. Yeah. All right, so you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Wow, they both flew out together, the 1 and the 2. Definitely a time of opportunity, all right? So whatever it is that you're trying to create and build here, this now is the time. And the Two of Pentacles is just weighing your options out and sort of, trying to maintain the balance. But when it comes to manifesting this opportunity, creating the opportunity, holding and living in the opportunity, there is a need to have harmony, balance, symmetry, I'm feeling, and equal amount of light and dark, equal amount of internal and external forces here to be sort of playing within one another. All right. And so it's really, it's like, as you balance these two sides of you, these two concepts, these two sides of life, once these meet in the middle, it creates the one, it creates the whole. All right. So this is in your general personal energy of you're trying to maintain the balance and the equilibrium within you throughout this month of October, because you have recently came into an opportunity, and in order to maintain that opportunity, to grab it, to have it, to grow it, you need to be balanced mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, I'm feeling. All right. So there has to be extreme, precise, pristine alignment here to maintain this. Keep your eye on the prize, I'm hearing. It's like, don't go that way and get discouraged. Don't go that way and get distracted. Don't go that way and, like whatever, right? Like, it's just like, no, here, focus here, come here. Like if somebody is holding your head or you are doing this to them, and as they are getting distracted, you're like, no, look at me, right? Like, this is what we're doing. Stay the course, stay moving down the line. But yeah, you are definitely weighing your options. So there may be an opportunity to make a decision, a choice here as well. Something is coming up. Yeah, you are, I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I don't really feel this for Capricorn too much. This sort of, what is this? I'm sorry. Hold on. I need to tap into it a little bit. It's almost as though spirit, your guides, something, it has just gotten a hold of you and has locked you in place. Physically, some of you may be having muscle spasms, bone pain, something with your joints, which obviously you rule all of this area of the body. Some of you may, and I'm so sorry, I don't know again who this is for, but some of you may also be experiencing some type of spiritual warfare, spiritual control. Okay, so you want to be careful with that. If you are, I feel like if you are, I'm sorry, I can't, like my throat is all of a sudden hurting. I feel like if you are experiencing these types of things physically, it's also a sign that something is up spiritually. Some of you may be getting extremely close to spirit right now, like super close. I don't know if some of you are practicing certain types of spiritual practices, right? Like, I don't know, for instance, lucid dreaming, astral projection, time travel, even for you religious people who, start to connect with Jesus or speak in tongue or something like that. Like, like spirit is just taking over. At some point of this month, you will feel this in your body, in yourself. Okay. Almost, and I'm so sorry, almost like a possession taking place. Not to say I don't want to scare anybody like this whole evil type of thing, but just more so something has gotten a hold of you, whether this is light and for good and is like blessing you, or for dark and is controlling you. I don't know. It could be different for everyone, but it does feel like that. You can also be feeling pulled between the light and the dark at this time as well. Okay. And so spirit is coming in and saying, hold on, look, like go straight, right? Whether it is dark or light, or whether it is gray in the middle, whatever it is, it's like, be true to you. What are you made of? I don't know why I'm getting this like percentage, how like percentage of light and your percentage of dark, like it, like stay true to what your makeup is. Try not to go too far off on either direction. There's a lot, like I said, a lot of this equilibrium energy coming through to maintain that and to be balanced and aligned. If you're having a hard time with that, look into some yoga, look into some Reiki, aligning the chakras, certain spiritual modalities. It'll help keep you balanced. If you're not into that and, you know, you're into, you're more religious, go to church, go talk to the priest, the archbishop, you know, ask for help as well if you feel like you need that, if you're in that situation. Other than that, it just feels as though there's an opportunity in your life. You're balancing out, weighing your options. Spirit is telling you to stay the course and look straight and stay on the straight and narrow and not sway too far off to the left or the right. Love and relationship is what I'm looking into now. Whether you are single or in a partnership, we'll see what comes up. The moon is here. So the moon the moon rules the sign of Cancer. Cancer is your opposite sign for you Capricorn risings. This is in your 7th house of partnership relationship. So the moon is coming up. Too many cards. There's a reflection here in your partnership relationship energy. What are you reflecting on? A lot of emotion coming through as well. You may be feeling really sensitive with your partner at this time. Very emotional. Something happening around the full moon of this month as well. The full moon in Cancer is also coming up by the end of the year. When we are in your season, something may be playing out then as well. What else for the Capricorn as it relates to love and relationship, love and partnership? You are in the depths of it this month, Capricorn, when it comes to your heart and your love. Cancer energy can swallow us whole. Cancer is the mother. Cancer is the ocean. Mars is in Cancer at this time. If any of you have any significant Mars placements in your charts, if Mars is in any of the cardinal signs of Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, this can be affecting you and bringing up some challenges around your relationship area of life, your overall temperament. Mars does not like to be in Cancer. It's unusual territory for Mars. So it makes Mars act in ways of a water sign, which is very emotional, sensitive, oversensitive, right? Like taking things too seriously, being oversensitive and very touchy, you know, emotional outbursts, right? Overly passionate about something that certain people can be taking things too far at this time as well. I'm glad the Temperance is out. This is making me feel that there is guidance and there is help for you to keep that harmony and balance, because Temperance does have to do with that as well. The two, what is it, like two concepts coming together to create a whole, right? Like alchemizing even. I don't think that the Temperance card gives enough credit to the fact that it is about alchemization, similar to the Magician. Temperance also is of light, is also of patience and compassion and empathy here. You know, taking out the ego, taking out the pride, and understanding that there is, for every action, it's because of a situation. There's something here that leads up to every action that we take. There's an emotion that leads up to every action that we take. And how do we balance that, right? Two people are definitely in sync. I don't understand why all of the uncertainty, because the moon can bring some uncertain concepts. It's like things can look great in the dark. Things look one way in the dark, but turn the lights on and it's a whole other story. It's a whole other picture. Something like this can be happening in your love relationship zone at this time as well. Get down to the parts of this relationship that are not clear to you. I see that you are having some patience though, and you are giving out empathy and compassion. I don't know if something is happening with your significant other, with your person of interest, or they are feeling this way about you. I think somebody here is trying to connect mentally, even spiritually, with each other. I don't know if some of you are literally doing some of this astral projections type of stuff or remote viewing type of stuff on one another, or you're trying to connect with someone on the other side as well. I think some of you are maybe going toward angels or something like that to give you a sign, to give you a message, to send a message. Both of you are not physically together. For most of you, if you are physically together, you don't really see each other for who you really are. There's a lot of depth here, and there's a lot to uncover, and there's a lot to get to know about your person and vice versa. But I think there is authenticity because of Temperance. I think intentions are true, right? There is still some truth around this, even in the uncertainty. So whatever that truth is to you, you want to remember that as you are navigating the depths of emotion, the depths of their soul, whatever it is. I just feel like some of you may be going in too far, too deep, too dark into this psychological, situation here with your other person. But as you go in, you see more about them, they see more about you, and therefore there is compassion, there is resonance. This is how you two are getting to know one another. And it's not always that a Capricorn is open, right? Like, there's so much depth to the Capricorn archetype that is never really seen, okay? Because they are so hard on the outside. So for somebody to have the gentleness, the patience, the love, whatever it is, to penetrate through into the psyche and heart of a Capricorn, that person has, what I want to say is that you feel that you can trust that person, right? Like that person has something about them that is trustworthy, that is gentle, that you feel safe. There you go. You feel safe with opening up. Okay, we're looking into your career and finances for the month of October now. A accomplishment and achievement. What else is new for Capricorn? You have the Two of Cups as well. Wow. Here's a Death card, some of that Pluto energy. So in your career and finances, it just seems like you're working with someone. The both of you have worked together to achieve something. Whether this be an actual partner that you are in business with or a colleague. But it could also be some advice, financial advice. Let me feel this out a little bit. 1 second. There's definitely a duality here. For some of you, I'm getting that when it comes to your career and finances, there are other people in the way or giving you feedback or telling you what to do. I have 2 cards coming through this deck that belong to another deck. And this is the Sun and the Knight of Wands. Who had these cards? The Leo. Some of you may be in partnership with the Leo. These cards came out in the Leo's love part of the reading. So there's a Leo here for somebody that is significant. You want to take a look at the Leo reading. It's on the channel. See what's up with that reading. Anyway, coming back to you. So, yeah, it seems like there's other people involved here, like trying to give you some feedback about your career or your finances. I think you're stuck with somebody. You are stuck with someone when it comes to work. You're stuck working with someone. It's like the two of you have to do it together. It feels very much of like you have no choice or something. Like their success is your success is their success, and vice versa, right? Your failure is their failure. So yeah, there's somebody that's here that's dependent, but at the same time, I see accomplishment. So that's a good thing here. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of work to be done, but I think you're having a good time doing it. But sometimes this person can get to your nerves. Sometimes you may not see eye to eye so much. I'm also getting that this person is more optimistic than you prefer to be. And it's just a little annoying for you. It's like, oh yeah, like everything's fine. Everything will be good. Or like, don't worry about it. You know, we'll get it done. Don't worry about it. I'll do it or whatever. And you're just a little impatient. Maybe you don't trust them so much. You'd rather the person that you're working with be have the same work ethic that you do. And I just don't think that I think they have a more of a lackadaisical approach. But if you're worried about money, I don't think you are, for whoever I'm picking up on. The only thing that bothers you is that you have to work with this person. Okay, let's get into an 8-card spread here, get some more information. Guys, if you are interested in a personal reading, if any of this is resonating with you, I do one-on-one readings. My email address is in the description of this video. Just send me an email and then I will get back with you so we can set up a day and time. All right, Capricorn. 5 of Cups starting off October. I don't know if it's all going to fit. Probably not. Starting off October, you're feeling a little down. You don't have a lot of energy. You may be dehydrated. This doesn't seem like things are clear at the beginning of the month. There is a feeling of loss, a feeling down, a feeling you thought that you're not going to get this Ace of Pentacles, this opportunity. You think that you're not going to get it. You are having some negative thoughts around this. Yeah, you need to really get out of that, Capricorn. This is going to set the tone for the rest of the month if you're not careful. Yeah, the Emperor. Has to do with your work environment and your place of work. It's like, look at this situation with a fine-tooth comb, with a, I don't know, a different lens. Get closer, okay? Like, get closer to it. There's something in there that you're missing. There's a detail in there. Once you pick up on that detail, I think that you can, okay, at that point, it's like, oh, I can do something with this, right? Like, I can run with this. There's hope now that I see this detail. But until that part, you're missing it. You're thinking that it's not possible. Until one night, one spur of the moment, snap of a finger, that energy that I'm feeling, you get up and you're like, wait, let me take a look at this thing. Let me read about this real quick. Or like there's like deep diving, or you had to get rid of one thing altogether that wasn't working out. And once you got rid of that thing, then you can see clearly, you can see the truth here. You can see the possibility. Once you get that detail, that missing piece of information, then it's on at that point. Then the thoughts of possibility start coming through. The strategy starts coming through. You know, your plan. I'm feeling more of a plan. It's like, okay, it is possible after all. I can do this after all. I can have this after all. But not until, like I said, you look closer. The Hierophant, beautiful. You need to, going back to when I was saying you need to stay true to how you are created, like your way, your individual self. I'm also getting that whatever you're working on, you were trying a different approach. You were trying to go about it in a different way than you're used to doing. And it was like you couldn't catch your groove. You couldn't catch your momentum, you know, like it wasn't sitting well with you. If this has been feeling off and not put together the way you like things to be, it's because your approach was off. Like you weren't doing it the way you always do it. Like you have a routine, right? Like how you fix something, how you go about your day, how you get dressed, how you study, how you, tackle your emails or your daily list of tasks to do. Like everything always has this process with you of what you like to do first, second, third. And for some reason, whatever this was, you missed a step or you didn't follow that process. And even though it was sort of working out, it just didn't feel, you weren't confident in it. And you're like wondering, like, why isn't this working? Or why isn't the way I expected it to be? Why isn't it going the way I've expected it to go? And that's because something happened in your process. You were thrown off or something. And you need to get back to that. Like go back to the basics, start over and follow your process the way you always do it. Okay, whoever that's for. You have the Strength card. A lot of heart here. A lot of risky, brave energy, very loyal as well. Loyal to the cause, loyal to the process. You believe in what you believe in. And again, if anyone has anything to say, now's the freaking time, right? Like, that's it. Like, this is me. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I believe. However that is coming through, enough. Like, you've made up your mind. This is it. That's it. You know. You have the 7 of Wands. Yeah. People may be coming at you this month, wanting you to do things a different way. 2 of Swords, and maybe you were considering it at one point. A lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges, a lot of things that you're faced with that are just throwing you off. Like, don't let it throw you off. Know that life happens, and sometimes things just feel messy. Things just feel chunky, like, you know, it's not smooth. It's not, you're not in complete control, or it's not to your liking. And so you feel like you have to just tackle one thing after another, after another, after another. And maybe for this month, that's how it is, you know, like it just is, right? Get up every day. You have the obstacle in front of you, tackle it. You have the challenge in front of you, tackle it. Like, until things smooth out again, and which it will, because the pendulum always swings, right? Maybe this is just a month where there's a lot going on. You'd rather it not be, but it is. And you have to get past all of these different responsibilities, obligations, people wanting this of you, wanting that of you. Maybe you have like a car problem, or, you know, maybe something happened to your bank account and it's frozen, or, you know, like just these little inconvenient things. And yes, you know, it can be this thing of like complaining and holding on to the anger and, you know, just making it worse than it has to be, instead of just realizing and accepting that this is just life. Things like this happen at times, and you don't have it, you know, it doesn't need to affect you and your essence and your mood so much, right? Like, it just is what it is. And with Strength here, it's just telling me that you are able to continue and still succeed and still soar and do your thing while all this is happening. 2 of Swords, 4 of Swords, King of Cups at the end of the month. Who is this King of Cups? King of Cups is making you feel a little funky. Not going to lie. All right. There's some missing elements, and this could be in the relationship sector, as I was telling you about the uncertainty. You just don't have enough to go off of. You don't have enough to feel confident about this person and where you guys are going. It's like, for some reason, it feels like you have to make a decision, but you really don't. I don't think you have to make a decision right now. If the ultimatum is put on the table, like, are we doing this or are we not? Like, blah, 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 whatever. Like, and you're not ready, then you're not ready. And that's it. And if this person doesn't respect that and they're pushing you for it or whatever, then you know that's not your person. This could be male or female, by the way. When a Capricorn is ready, they know. Like, there's no not knowing that. And when somebody comes across the Capricorn's direction, right? Like, Capricorn is just doing their thing. And there's all of these insignificant people that try to get Capricorn's attention and try to, you know, talk to Capricorn, blah, blah, blah. And Capricorn may interact here and there, especially if it's a night out or getting dressed up and going to a dinner or whatever. But there's nothing serious behind it until there is. Until that person, right, that one person comes through, and then Capricorn knows without a doubt. If you don't know without a doubt, like you know when you know. If you are not at that moment yet with this person, then it's not your person. And that type of person that is your person will definitely 100% never give you an ultimatum, because this person would know better, right? Capricorn's always going to choose their authority over themselves, right? No one is going to be like, oh, you need to do this or else what, right? Try me, watch me. And that's how I'm feeling here. So just be careful with this person. I don't know what their motives are. I think that they're a little insecure. I think they have some trauma. I think that they look for attention to distract themselves from their trauma and the things that they need to work on. They have a lot that they need to work on here. There's a pause moment between the two of you at the end of the month for sure. And there is a moment of just sort of stepping back, maybe a few days of not talking or not interacting so much. When you get out of the situation that you're in or you're so close to, you see things more clearly. And I think that that is definitely happening here. I just need you to be careful with this Two of Swords. I don't like it. You can potentially make a commitment and not have all of the information and regret it. Okay. But yeah, if you have any feedback, let me know. If you want a personal reading and go into more detail about your current situation, like I said, email me. We can set up a one-on-one reading with you. Other than that, if you got anything out of today's reading, please click the like button. That'll help the video circulate, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I wish all the best for you. I hope you have a wonderful, fun Halloween spooky season. And check out the other readings if they resonate with you. Other than that, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.